It's the JT Cho Show!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god! Yes! Break all the gauntlet!
She's like getting as close as I can.
Welcome back to the JT Show.
Welcome back, guys. He prematurely pops his always.
Cora is our special guest today. Alongside with me is Cut. How you doing, Cut? It's been a while.
It has been a while, man.
It's
Big
been-
chilling.
Yeah.
Always big chilling.
Yeah, man. We've just been super busy with life. Just nonstop on the go for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I had a wedding to go to. Congrats, Jeff and Mal. It was super nice.
Yeah, congrats, Jeff.
Thanks
Shout
for the
out.
invite. It was what a fucking honor. If you reach for there, underneath those drugs, which is some Dayquil and NyQuil.
He's lying.
Yeah. I had a cold about 3 or 4 weeks ago. It was pretty bad. Went through the whole house.
Everyone had it, yeah.
But Jeff, to his groomsmen, made custom Xbox controllers. Whoa, Corey, you're fucking everything up. And if you look closely, my gamer tag.
Yeah.
So if you watch YouTube, that's my gamer tag.
So that's a great groomsman gift
Yeah.
too, especially for
Yeah,
like
it was like yes, because in a oh shit.
she's hooked onto it.
All right, hold on,
Get up
Dom.
through it.
Hold on. We gotta do close. Oh no, gotta drop this powell. Oh, Cora. All right, tell her to go on now. Get.
Go on, get.
Go on now. Get that way.
Go on, get.
Just ruining the pie. Technical.
She won't go.
Hey. Okay.
Welcome back to the show. You go to Thor. We're just dog central over here right now.
Yeah, hilarious. But he got us these bags, and he's like, "Hey guys, change of ties, change of pocket squares," and then he's like, "But there's a gift in there," and I was like, "Ah." Earl got us those sick custom water buffalo mugs too.
Yeah, those are pretty sick.
And so on the bottom,
I think
it had-
that's like a pretty generic groomsman gift, but I think it's still pretty fucking sick.
I think it's pretty generic if you go beer glass mug, but I think
Yeah.
doing the water buffalo horn was
yeah,
a
no,
unique
it's a
stamp
spin
it.
on like the and those are pretty cool. I've seen shot glasses before too, and those are pretty dope because
Yeah,
like you make
yeah.
the groomsmen carry them around at any time.
Yeah.
I saw one of them. He gave them custom shot glasses, and they had to walk around with them. And whenever someone went up to him with a bottle, there was like the what is the groom's ladies, bridesmaids?
Bridesmaids.
Well, the bridesmaids got bottles, and whenever the bridesmaids went up to the groomsmen, they had to take a shot from the fucking bridesmaids. But they were only like little like this. There was like 2-3 shots in them.
Annoying wedding rule is the digging of the glasses and then they have to kiss because it's just like, hey man, we're all digging our glasses way too much here. It's really annoying.
Yeah, that's you got to
An
put a
old
limit on
person
that.
thing. It's an old person thing.
Yeah.
I
Well, it's an old person thing because like there's normally like
think
back
so-
in the day, it's just like 1 or 2 people do
one
it.
person did pass a cowbell, and then one person would ring the cowbell, and that was the only time you could really do it.
Oh,
And
okay.
so they passed it from table to table. I've seen
Gotcha.
that, which was better than ding 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 ding.
There
ding.
was one of the bars in Jersey that we did our engagement party at. They had there's a train that goes by,
Yeah.
and whenever the train would go by, the bar would ring a bell, and all the shots were half off.
Hilarious.
So you get like a shot of Fireball for $1, but it was
yeah.
only while the train was going by, and there was
Yeah.
a window, and as soon as the train left the window, it was like, oh, back to normal price.
Yeah. And then so after that, so we were in GR. After that, drove to Lansing, Heart of Michigan, for a cornhole tournament with your boy Earl.
How'd you guys do?
We won the first game, and then we didn't win after that. Now,
How did you do? Are you happy with the way you threw bags?
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
There was
Because obviously Earl's a damn near a semi-professional. Like
The-
if there was a G League for
the
cornhole, he'd probably be in it.
the last game I scored 9 points, and we ended up with 11. Now I could have gotten 15 if I would have hit another holder and and one not off the board. But Earl was like, "You're throwing good bags," but early for the round robin, I wasn't throwing as consistent bags.
Mhm.
But then when it came to lock in double elimination play,
Mhm.
I was way better. And throwing with like actual nice bags, like I just had to get used. We ended up switching bags halfway through.
Okay.
We ended up switching sets of bags. I learned so much about cornhole. Cornhole bags are only good for like one of the leagues. I think it's called ACL or something.
Mm.
They're only good for 2 years. So you buy a 2022, 2023 bag, or whatever the 2-year span is. So
Interesting.
so bags get rotated out because I think it's because once you hand wash a bag with shampoo and then you air dry and then you tumble it, it gets such a worked in grit that I think that after too many years, those bags just become too deadly.
Okay.
Like they're just so
They're
worked.
just too dialed in.
They're just too dialed in.
They sell the old retired ones because
people have them broke in.
I was gonna say because I want a set of those.
People there were selling bags that aren't
like casino playing cards. They like clip the corner. They can't use these in the casino anymore.
There was like, I'll sell you my broke in bags, and they felt phenomenal.
Oh yeah, so they throw with them for a couple years and then sell them to newbies.
Yeah, and there's a ton of that going on. And I learned like there's little stamps, and that's how you spin who goes. He goes, how do you choose how to go first? I was like, we're just drinking beer in the backyard, and we just say go.
Yeah.
And but there's three tiers of cornhole. There's you don't play because you suck. There's me and my boys are in the backyard. We're having a good time. We're having a little tourney. We're playing with each other. Yada yada yada. It's very competitive amongst the boys. That's where I'm at. Then there's I'm sponsored. I have custom shirts, hats. I'm going all the way. And that's what everybody there was. I got beat by a 15-year-old. We got beat 24-2.
Oh Jesus. Just a prodigy. Huh?
Just a nasty spin, almost like an underhook, clean spin, flat bag.
I've noticed that watching. I feel like most of the younger cornhole players, like I'm sure there's some exceptions, but like I'd say probably like 70% of the younger cornholers, and they throw with this crazy spin. They bring it back like this, like they almost point backwards,
and it's almost a
and then they flick it up.
And he definitely looked like a baseball kid, and so it almost had like a baseball pitch to it.
Oh, okay.
Like he got low, did the thing,
yeah,
comes up, and now the crazy thing too is I'm watching Earl haggle for bags.
Yeah,
this guy's like this brand new set. 125. Earl goes, I am not gonna pay you $125 for this bag. Yeah. And the guy's like, right. They're talking about speeds of the bags. Mm-hmm. All this knowledge I didn't know about. And then he's like, oh, you need this type of bag. So I need a bag that's like when it hits, it forgives.
Yeah. So I would imagine like less beads.
No, I mean it's the same weight. They're all the same.
Well, no, I know. Like less beads, but like heavier beads. So there's more room in them to spread.
Yeah, however they do it.
Yeah.
But the guy was describing, I was like, damn, I really want to get a nice set of bags. But
one day.
Yeah, and then I learned how to condition them and so much. We played the owner of the tournament, a sponsored team.
So you're not supposed to spill beer on them the first time you use them?
Never.
Oh, okay.
Shampoo them.
My bad.
Throw them in your dryer.
Wrong.
It's crazy.
Sick though, so it was a good time.
And then Sunday, went with Earl and Molly for Molly's birthday gift.
Oh, the greatest game of the year.
Lions Packers. And boy, we're in trouble. I don't know.
How was it going to Ford Field 2 times in a row?
Different.
Because we also went to the Dolphins. The game. Dolphins the Dolphins Lions game the week prior. A
lot of Packers fans.
There was a decent amount of Dolphins fans when we were there too.
Yeah.
So I feel like that has something to do with how well Detroit's playing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if they were playing better, like if they were undefeated or something, like how the Jets were for a little bit, like I feel like if they were like that, there'd be a way more influx of
Detroit
Lions
fans, probably. And the heckling, okay, subpar. There's a couple people who were trying to like. Earl and I had our own banter, and then sometimes Earl would just roast me, and everybody would laugh. But like, there was a really angry Packer fan behind me, and then like he would be screaming, and then all of a sudden like they'd be like flag, false start, and I'm like, yeah, we needed it, and like shit like that. But then there's a couple of like clowns, and they're trying to like make some like they're saying shit just under your breath enough to where they hear it, trying to get a reaction. I was like, I don't fucking know you, shut the fuck up. But overall, we're in trouble. I'm not going to pick the Packers to win this week.
Who you guys playing?
Fuck if I know. Someone difficult because
I know you guys have a tough second half of the season.
It's bad.
Yeah.
But it just Rashad Gary's out for the year. Torn ACL.
Wow. Did they ever? I saw the last thing I read about Josh Allen was that he was day-to-day.
Yeah. Did you? Okay, so you know those weird Buffalo Bills videos they make when they win. Super fast cut together. Don't make.
Oh yeah. Their social media person, whoever's running their TikTok page is a beast.
Yeah. So somebody for the Jets made one after they beat the Bills. And they sent it to him,
great.
and it's just as good.
That's
it's cut great. Exactly the same, and I'm like, what a dumb.
It's funny. This TikTok comedy is perfect.
It's just funny how you communicate, like. if old people don't even know about that sort of thing happening.
Yeah, it was like there was one meme that I thought was really funny, and it was that little girl, and she was standing in front of the fire, but like the background was like something else. I can't remember what it was, but it was like a meme within a meme within a meme. It was like an inception of memes, and it was like, imagine trying to explain this to your father that's never seen a meme.
Yeah,
like you wouldn't be able to do it. Like that comes from like years of being a piece of shit and scrolling on your phone and looking at fucking memes. It's funny that so many people know what that is because everybody's been locked into their phones staring at memes since like 2010.
And listening to enough Joe Rogan, and when you get down to what do you call those Egyptian pictures?
Hieroglyphs.
Yeah. But we still don't, people today with modern technology would explain how hard it would be to even build these things with the shit we have. So the theory that there's just like all those motherfuckers died and then some motherfuckers came back again and they're like, holy shit, these are fucking here. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That would be crazy if that happened to us. Let's say we had a nuclear winter. Then, eventually someone
found a fucking floppy disk or something. That's just got like all these
they discover the internet again and they're like, whoa, what's this? And then they just start, what is this? And they're just like, this is
like an old like SD stick.
So then they go back and then they find the pyramids and they're like, are these more memes?
Oh my God, what was the humor here?
Fish cat lady with a cane.
Get it because fish and cats don't get along.
Yeah. Like if we ever have that lost gap from a nuclear fallout, and then let's nobody survives, and then someone crashes here from another fucking whatever, and they're like, oh, what's going on here? And they're like, oh, what the fuck is this? Yeah. I think that'd be the funniest shit.
If you were, so let's say there was a nuclear fallout and you were just on your own for like a year, and then all of a sudden you came across the civilization, like the ones that are like lost in the Amazon, and they looked at you like a god. What do you think the first like month of your reign as god of the last civilization on Earth would be? Like, what would you try to accomplish? Would you show them shit like, because like maybe they've never seen like even the wheel before, like maybe they haven't even seen a wheel.
I would show them shit that I would know how to do in the woods.
Yeah,
that might be like more.
Well, see, that's another thing too, because they've been living in the woods forever, so they probably know more about that kind of shit. So like, what would you bring? Like
I'd probably show them like if they didn't have the wheel.
Okay. Yeah.
Like this is a lost
lost civilization. Like they know how to hunt. They got like bow and arrows, spears. They got shit like that. But like
maybe your old school irrigation.
Okay. So you're like chopping down bamboo and running it from the stream, showing them like, hey, check this out.
Yeah. Probably boiling water.
Boiling water. They might have boiling water.
I mean, they might get fresh water from a source.
Yeah, well, fresh water from the stream. Like they probably know enough not
but to... you can also, I mean, do they have wells? Have they tried digging a well yet?
Maybe not. Probably not if they don't have wheels.
Yeah.
Because how are they going to get down into the well?
With a shovel.
No, I know. I mean, if you dig it deep enough, like what are they going to send someone down there every time with a pail? With a rope and then bucket, and then someone pulls up. You drop the so they got rope?
Of course they got. They got vines, man. they got vines on the Amazon, man. You bring out a vine, tie it to a bucket. Yeah. I think it'd be crazy.
You make a little pulley for him, and you're like, check this out. Your rope's gonna last forever now.
Dude, okay. So like a whole year goes by, and like you got this looking like an outskirt Skyrim town. They got little straw huts and shit. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, like your phone fucking turns on, and you're like, I'm about to freak these motherfuckers out.
Your phone. What would you do? So like, let's say you have nuclear war is done. Everything's done. All the towers are gone. There's no more electricity. Yeah. Like if you're gonna have electricity, you got to find like a fucking solar panel. You got to steal some shit.
Yeah.
Obviously, your phone doesn't have service.
I'd go get a camera.
Anything you have on your phone is just what you have. No, like you can turn it on. You can find a way to charge it.
Yeah.
Or like maybe you can't. Maybe you only have 50% left.
Actually, I'm gonna buy one. My dad showed. I was like, my dad had this. There's a thing you can plug into your iPhone. Mm-hmm. Download all your pictures to a USB, pull it out, push it in, and then it plugs right into your computer.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's like, I was like, look at this old fucking man, and he just dumps them all, deletes them all off his phone, and he's got them
smart. Fucking smart.
Yeah. So you could do one of those things.
I wouldn't want to save 90% of my photos though, because they're just like memes that I sent you a year ago.
I think I was looking at all mine, and I was like, I think I'm gonna print off all the ones I want, put them in a book, throw it in a fucking drawer.
There you go.
There's my life.
And
for 5
forget
years.
about them until 20 years from now.
Exactly. Because you're never gonna be like, I'm gonna look at pictures from 9 years ago.
That would be really funny is if you got like a book like that and you just put everything you've ever saved on your phone on it, like screenshots of everything, and like your kids are looking through it like 20 years from now, like, Dad, what is this fucking brick on the ground? And you're like, I don't know.
What is this title?
I thought it was interesting.
What is this orange title to a video?
Oh yeah. You're saving the Pornhub videos.
This is the titles.
Oh man.
I had a friend once say, don't tell anybody this, but I have an account because it makes your shit easier to auto generate. And I was like, I don't need them tracking what I'm watching. I don't need a profile for that.
I've done it sometimes where I've used it and then like a week later I go back into it and I go to type what I was looking for before and it just pops up as like the recently searched ones and I was like, how do I get rid of that? Like, I know I want to go back to it, but I don't want you guys to know I want to go back to it.
Delete the profile.
I never even made a profile. It was just like the website and it just had it as like my suggested things. Like,
probably now,
as soon as I click on like the fucking search bar, it pops down like the last 3 things.
That's like when you accidentally. That's what I like when you accidentally not have your shit on private mode and then you type it in. You're like, shit, and I gotta delete all the shit because if you type in anything, it's gonna be like, oh, a search result from yesterday. You're like, God damn it.
It's funny. It's funny because people are like, they talk about getting laid all the time, but people are super shameful talking about the kind of porn they watch. Yeah. Like it's just fun. Like me and you have been friends for like 7 fucking years, 8 years. I have no idea what kind of porn you watch.
I don't like talking about it.
Exactly. Yeah. But I know every chick you fucked.
Yes. It's because you're gonna know that information. But yeah. I think it's
just funny. People are very shameful about the porn they watch.
I think it's because it's just you in the world.
Yeah.
And it's your own little private time.
It is. It really is.
It's
the only secret you have left.
Yeah. You're in a locked door. You're somewhere where there's no one's home ever.
Yeah.
And if you're home, you're sneaky.
Yeah.
Like it's never like door open.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, mom and dad,
door closed.
Mom and dad, where exactly are you going?
Yeah. How long do I have?
25 minutes?
25 minutes? I know exactly what video I'm pulling up.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be a good bit.
Heard it here first.
Be a good bit.
That's not bad. But yeah, people are definitely shameful about the kind of porn they watch.
Yeah. And plus there's a huge thing where once I got to Canon, they were like, who's your favorite porn star? And then people were like, this person.
Well, there's only a couple of acceptable answers that don't make you look fucking weird.
But here's the thing. You got your like, oh, this person's new or no one talks about this chick. And she's probably top 20, but no, everyone's saying like Brandy Love or
that's an OG one,
Mia Khalifa, those ones, right? They're saying like those, former, but they're saying big name people. But then when your friends is like, I like this person, I'm like, so then
what's the other old school bitch, Sasha Grey?
Remember her? Yeah, and so so then when someone names it and you're like, this person likes this person, and then I'm like, I'm thinking about
every time you see him. Yeah.
So then it just ruins the person for
you.
There
was a girl that Garvin showed me, and she looked exactly like that chick.
Yes.
Yeah, Gabby Carter.
Yeah.
And she definitely looked exactly like that chick, just with giant fake tits, but they weren't fake. They're just giant, like unrealistic.
I was in the side by side a lot. I was like, that's so close.
Dude, they're very similar, and it's actually pretty cool when you find a porn star that looks like someone you know. You're like, oh, that could be them. Yes. Well, that's the end of the porn segment of the podcast.
Yeah, hilarious. So we haven't done a podcast in so long. We started talking about porn. Game of Thrones has a lot of incest porn.
It does. Good segue.
Yeah, I'm fucking great with segues.
Yeah, that was great.
So House of Dragons season 1. So right now we're gonna be talking about some House of Dragons. So if you haven't watched it, sorry. We'll put a little timer when it. I'll put a little timer on the video. I'll put a little thing in the description.
Let's take a little time out real quick.
Okay.
This is gonna be a very short version of Cut Stumpers. I hit some shots around his house. He has no idea where they're at. And I'm going to tell him where 2 of them are at right now, but I want him to guess. I'll give you 5 guesses.
Is it living room and bedroom or just living room?
All right, so it's just the main common area. And from the carpet line over this way, there's only 1. Okay, the other 3 are over there somewhere.
All right. So if I had to guess, is one Is one inside of the drawer that the Xbox sits on?
No.
Is one inside of my computer tower, like in the front screen?
No, I thought about that though. I didn't feel like taking apart your computer.
And is one in my desk drawer?
No.
Damn. 0 for 3.
All right, let's try back here. It's on that side, like the kitchen side.
Dude, that's way too much stuff. It'd be funny if you put it in
it's near something.
It'd be funny if you put it in my curio cabinet.
I thought about it. I was gonna put it in front of one of the
guys.
One of the Funkos, but I'll give you 2 guesses.
Inside of the mug that Earl gave me?
No, but I almost did. Damn. I was gonna put one in Das Boot and see how long it took you to notice it. Damn. Might have taken you a while.
Fuck, man, I don't fucking know. Inside the microwave?
No.
Damn.
Too used.
What? What's
something that you don't use at all, or at least haven't used yet?
I don't fucking know.
All right, go check your Kyries.
Oh my god. Chill, man. Don't tell people I got shoes. I didn't know it was racist yet.
It's just one. Just one. All right. So you got one of them. All right. Now.
Let me. I hear you. Just give me 5.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
Give me 5.
I will tell you this: there is one in your desk area. Searching through all this shit right now. How much time you want?
Probably inside of this thing. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, and the other 2, you're just gonna have to wait till we're streaming.
All right.
So that's Cut Stumpers for the day. Send them on a little Easter egg hunt. We probably should have filmed it, but it's all right.
Oh yeah, dude, still my house is in no condition of being filmed. Oh, we're out in the second studio.
Well, welcome back from your big fat conference.
Studio C is because Studio A and B are dirty.
Not a sponsor.
Yet. Not a Cinemani.
Really? I thought mine was a little bit.
Mine was not.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Must have gotten a split batch.
Here, I'll grab one more thing for us.
All right.
So Game of Thrones, House of Dragons.
House of the Dragon. Spoilers now if you haven't seen all 10 episodes, because we're going to talk about all of them.
Yeah.
Who did you like better? The original actress for Rhaenyra or the one that did the majority of the show?
I mean, of course, to be honest, the older one did fine. I like the younger one a lot. She did a really good job.
She's very hot.
She was 22.
She was 22. Yeah. She's playing a 14-year-old though.
Yeah, I think that's so weird.
Yeah.
Every way you think about it.
We had that. She was like in one of the episodes, she was not call it, but definitely coerced into going to a brothel with her uncle.
Yeah.
Uncle Damon, Daddy Damon, as everyone's calling him.
Mm-hmm.
And he like rubbed her pussy or something. I don't know what exactly he did, but he took her pants off and she was just standing there like pantsless.
Yeah.
And then he just walked away from her.
Yeah.
And me and Taylor just kind of looked at each other and I was like, I didn't look up how old this chick is.
Yeah, it was weird.
And she's 22.
It was weird.
She's 22 and he is fucking 40.
Yeah.
And like the actor is. So definitely strange. I need to get into acting.
Man, that sounds so creepy.
She's 22.
Yeah. Yeah. But overall, the older chick did fine.
Yeah, I think so too. When they initially did the time jump, I was upset because like you get used to those. Like when you watch a TV show that you're super into, you get used to the actors. And then they did like a 3-year time jump and they kept the same actor, and then they did a 10-year time jump and everything was fucking different.
Yeah. Everything. And except for Sir Christian.
He was the only one that him and Damon looked exactly the same. King Jaehaerys aged like fucking milk.
His gold mask was sick,
dude. So the mask was fucking sick. I think that was probably the biggest mic drop moment in the entire series when they were doing the hearing, and it was the Hightowers, Otto Hightower and Alicent were the ones in charge of the hearing to figure out who was going to be in charge of the King of the Sea. What the fuck was that called?
The Narrows.
Yeah, but what's the castle called? It was the Lord of the Tides. That was the fucking thing.
Yep.
And so it was supposed to go to the younger brother, young strong, as everyone was calling him.
Yeah.
But the brother of the Sea King or the Sea Snake, I think the Sea Snake's what they call him.
So the Sea Snake, the head guy, his son, who fake married Rhaenyra.
Yeah. Well, they real married.
I mean, real married. Yeah. So he had fake children with her.
Yeah, and those were fake. Those were definitely not.
And so since when he died, and then old boy was off the sea again,
died.
Yeah. So when he died, and old boy went off the Sea Snake went off the sail again, and he was gravely injured. His younger brother's like, yo, those kids aren't the next bloodline.
So that wasn't his younger brother. That was the Sea Snake's brother.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the guy that married Rhaenyra.
The Sea Snake's brother.
Yeah.
His younger brother said those kids ain't real.
He said, fuck them kids.
I'm the next in line because I'm a man.
Yeah.
Bigotry.
He was like, fuck them kids. They're illegitimate. Fucking Rhaenyra's a whore.
That was probably one of the best parts of the show too.
Yeah.
Say it.
Dude, yeah, that was the best. That was the best. Sorry. That was the best.
that was when you're watching a show and you want something to fucking happen.
Yeah.
And it happens.
And it
almost,
fucking happens.
Almost in the best way it could.
Well, yeah, because fucking Jaehaerys, I mean, Daemon looked at him and goes, go ahead, fucking say it. He's like, those kids are, and he stopped and he looked at the kids, he looked at the king, he looked back at the kids, and then Daemon's like, say it. Do it, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Do it. And then he went off on a tangent, dude. I bet that's been sitting on his chest for so long too, and he finally gets it all out. But then the last thing he said is what got him killed. I think he would have lived and probably been thrown in the dungeon. But the last thing he said was that Rhaenyra is a fucking whore.
Yeah.
And then Jaehaerys pulled his little fucking dagger out, the fucking Song of Fire and Ice dagger, and was like, I'll fucking cut your tongue out. And Daemon came up, sliced his head clean off. It was like, you can keep the tongue.
Yeah. And
that's badass, dude.
There's nobody in Game of Thrones times going, yeah, that's Kingsguard brutality. They're just like, that's just the way it fucking is. They're just like, ugh. Another thing that has been bugging me is that there's been videos where someone said, wow, they shot a real live action Shrek.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
And they've played so many clips side by side with each other.
You know what's funny about that though is the book did come after Shrek. So like the whole Targaryen story was all after the trilogy of Shrek. Like it was written well after. It was written in 2017.
Okay.
Because it was when fucking whatever was it?
That's
when it was published.
But it's how you shoot it and how you animate.
Yeah, no, it's just funny because like obviously the Greens, which is the fucking High Towers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All
yeah,
their
the books.
Yeah. So like the dress, the green dress, like I feel like they could have done it a little different. Like she didn't have to wear a full green dress. I don't know. And by the way, I fucking hate Alicent. One of the cool things about Game of Thrones is that there's no good character. They all have shitty things about them that can make you hate them.
Yeah.
They also, most of them have things that you can love about them. Alicent, I don't love a single fucking thing about her. None at all.
Even when you're like, oh, look at her, she's a mom. Fuck them kids too.
Yeah, well, she's kind of a dick to her fucking kids too. Like, her kids are fucking, and that's another thing too, because like imagine you're born to a young mother and your dad's fucking 70.
Yeah.
Like Theo Von style.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to spend much time with your dad, especially if he's running the country.
Yeah, especially when he's the fucking
king. He's the guy.
It's like good writing with good shows. Mm-hmm. They'll take episode 1 Game of Thrones. You fucking hate Jaime Lannister because he fucking kicked old boy off.
Oh yeah,
you hate him.
Yeah, right off the rip.
And then with character
and
development,
Cersei's a freak.
And so then you learn to hate Jaime Lannister to a breaking point.
Yeah,
and then he hits a low to show that he's human too. And then he built it back up, and you're like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he made a wrong choice at the end, he's still my boy because of great writing and great character growth. There's nothing she could do. Like, let's say.
Well, then he fucked up though. Jaime fucked up at the end.
But you still understood. That's still your boy.
It's your boy, but it's like when your boy keeps going back to that toxic chick that he's been with for like 5 years. But you finally get him away from her. You get him away from her. You get him a good chick.
He still redeemed.
You're on the right side. Not even. He just went back. He left Brienne of Tarth. He was supposed to stay with her, and he didn't. He went back to Cersei to die with Cersei.
Yeah, but he still fought the battle.
Well, yeah, no, he did. That's what I mean. So like if you were with a chick, super toxic chick for like
but
5,
you didn't think
6
you
years,
could ever like Jamie Lannister.
I finally no, I actually, you know, the crazy thing, I actually identified with Jamie Lannister a lot. I thought he was one of the more identifiable characters with like the public, because he was the firstborn son, had to live up to dad's expectations his whole fucking life. Away from, so a little backstory on Jamie. He didn't want to be a Kingsguard. He didn't want to be a Kingsguard back in the day.
Yeah.
He wanted to just be a fucking lord. Hilarious. He wanted to just be the lord of Castle Rock. That was his. He was going to be the heir. He was going to fight in some tournaments.
He
and
was
that
just going to chill in his castle.
Do you know why he became a fucking Kingsguard?
Because his sister married the king, and the only way he could stay close to her was...
He was a Kingsguard before Robert was king.
Oh, I don't know.
So he was a Kingsguard for the Targaryens.
Yeah.
Cersei was betrothed to Jon Snow's father, his real father.
Yeah, okay.
And so she was sent to live at the castle with him. And then she was like, I want my brother. I've been fucking my brother since day one. And she talked to Jamie and she's like, hey, if you say yes, I can convince the king to get you on his Kingsguard. Like, we can make this happen.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, fine, I'll do it for you because I love you. He went to be a Kingsguard. And as soon as he did, Tywin was fucking pissed because he was like, you are my only heir that I want to run Castle Rock. I'm sure as fuck not passing it to Cersei. And I'm sure as fuck not passing it to Tyrion.
Yeah.
And so he snatched fucking Cersei from the castle and was like, you're living with me until you get married. But Jon Snow's dad was off fucking around with Lyanna Stark and had Jon Snow, so she never got married. So she was just stuck at Castle Rock, and he was stuck to be a fucking Kingsguard. And then he went and fucking stabbed the old boy in the back or whatever it was. Realistically, they say it was in the back, but it was in front, stabbed him in the belly.
Yeah. So long story short, I hated Jamie, and then I loved him.
Yeah. And then I hated him again at the very end.
Yeah, I did. But there's nothing she could do at this point where even if there's a scene where her and what's her name? Queen
Cersei?
No.
Daenerys.
Yeah. Even if there's a scene where she's like, oh, I'll save you from this rock, which she wouldn't do, but let's say it happened.
Yeah.
I said, like, she's a bitch, kick her the fuck off the cliff right now. Like, oh, she saved you? Because here's the whole... Because
Cersei's the one person out of the entire thing.
Her dad literally said,
I absolutely hated Cersei the entire time.
Same here. But
the entire time. There was no moments of love for her, even when her kids fucking killed themselves and died. Like, I just didn't give a shit.
So in House of Dragon, it was, hey, it's the dad. He's the Littlefinger of the show. Yeah. I hate him to death. And then I also hate his daughter, Otto. And then I hate his daughter,
Alicent,
because
she's done nothing. But fucked an old king. She's literally done nothing but fuck an old king.
And what pisses me off the most is, as old boy was fucked up but still running the country and doing the best that he could, because he's a peace bringer.
Yeah.
Didn't have any wars. Lived a fucking pretty steady life. He still got shit to do. But the whole time she's doing renovations to the fucking castle and putting all Hightower shit in there. And I was like, man, that's some bullshit, dirty shit to do. That's like when you're an old man and you marry a young lady, all the power to you. It's weird, creepy, gross, but if you got money, it happens. Yeah, and she just starts decorating your house to how she likes it, because she's just waiting for you to die so she can take over.
Imagine you just like, you became like some famous fucking comedian or something, and you're like 80 years old and you've been partying too much, so you're like stuck in the bed.
I married a 35-year-old.
You're still in this house, and like you marry her, and then I come over to visit, and like this wall's painted over with like
it's a dining
green
room
and white or something.
All the Michigan stuff.
Yeah, it's all Michigan State now.
The only thing
I would walk into this like Damon walked in and be like, "Yo, what the fuck is this,
dude?" And the only thing that's the same
is like, get my brother out of that fucking bed.
The only thing that's the same as my room.
Yeah, that's it, because that's all you can see.
Yeah,
and that's literally all what that was the same.
And maybe
he
like
still
the
had
one part of the wall that I could see with the door open.
Yeah, exactly. She's got like a quarter of the wall painted blue still.
Yeah.
I would come into this bitch. I'd be like, get my fucking brother out of this goddamn bed.
Hey, let me take you. Hey, I'm gonna go get a paper. Here's the paper. Yeah. I just took this picture. Look at.
I'd take a sword and just chop her head right off, right in half. Keep the tongue, Taylor. That's all you needed, anyways.
Yeah, but overall, that I love where it's going. I love that they want 10 seasons.
So how it ended off, Vhagar, Aemon's dragon, fucked up. What is his name? Jacaerys. Jace?
I think so.
Or Lucerius. I think it was Lucerius. I think it was Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucerius was the younger one. Jace was the older one.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And then she had Aegon the Third with Daemon. That's right. Okay. Yeah. So Lucerius was fucking eaten by Vhagar.
Yeah.
Do you put blame on Aemon for it at all?
So in the book, I've heard it's different from the show.
Yeah, so in the book, they never say that he did it on purpose, but after that, he did return to King's Landing with an eye.
Yeah.
So it's not they don't straight out say it. I mean, not even yet. They never straight out say it in the book.
I blame Eye Patch Boy more because he should have never taunted.
Mm-hmm.
Even that's the way they're writing it for the show. Yeah, they lost control of the dragons because the dragons' pride, they couldn't control it,
which I think is a better twist than what's in the book.
Yes, and so what I like about that is, but it's still, if you would have just let him go like you're supposed to, he came, he did his job, he wasn't supposed to fight, and now that dude's fucked.
Yeah,
because it's not that he sided with the enemy, yes, but now because
Baratheon. Okay,
he sided with the enemy.
Yeah.
The Greens.
Well, depending on how you look at it, but yeah.
The Greens. Yeah. And
I do think it's funny because everyone sees the Greens as the bad guys.
Dead. So you know the first motherfucking place dragons are going? Fucking Barat. Hey, where's my fucking son?
Yeah, so I think episode 1 of the new season, they're gonna come in with like a little like weird thing. It's gonna be like Storm's End just chilling there. And then fucking Daemon and old girl are gonna ride in on their dragons, and they're just gonna land there, and they're gonna be like, "Fucking get your guy out here, get Oris out here right now."
Hey, where's my boy?
Yeah, and they're like, "You were the last person to see fucking my son alive. What the fuck happened?"
Yeah,
and he's gonna blame it all on Aemon, and he's gonna side with the Targaryens. I think I haven't read that part in the book. I am reading the book, but I'm reading Aegon's Conquest. I'm gonna stop when I get to the part where the shows are at, just so I don't ruin the show, because I'd rather be surprised by the show than the book. Yeah, I mean, it's way more fun to be surprised by the show because you get to share it with other people. Like, I'm not going to read it out loud to Chris and be like, "Oh, and this is when whoa!" Like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah,
it's way more fun with like
a group of people. A lot of mangas.
Yeah. I hated when you used to read the mangas because like you only ruin one thing, and it wasn't even that big of a deal.
And I didn't even read that manga, but I was like, I got to know what happened.
Yeah,
and then it was such a thing that one day I was just like, it wasn't even like, oh, let me tell you what happened. It was blurt it out, be like, oh yeah, one crazy thing, and I was like, oh, I wasn't supposed to say that, or like it was unrelated. I wasn't like, we weren't talking about the spoiler.
Well, we were talking about the end of it, and I was like, we don't even know who that guy fucking is. And you were like, no, that's fucking old boy's dude that he was with the whole time, and I was like, what are you talking about? That was never in the show. And you're like, yeah, it is, and we both turned on the show at the same time, and you're like, there.
Yeah.
And you got all quiet. You're like, fuck, my bad, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, ah.
Yeah, memories, dude.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to bring up. How fucking hilarious was it in House of the Dragon that fucking old Baratheon boy didn't know how to read?
Oh yeah.
How funny is that? Like, that's such like a small thing in the whole series.
It made me think of Mayweather.
The fucking dude couldn't read. He's like, where's the maester at? And he has to call him out, and it's literally quiet for like 5 seconds while they're going to get the maester, and he's just sitting there with the fucking scroll in his hand, just like.
See, here's the thing. I couldn't trust living as a person like that.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be able to live illiterate. Like, are you kidding me?
But here's the thing. Read that to me. The king shall give his guy $7 extra dollars an hour.
Whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the even fucky thing, he could tell him the right thing, and then some other dude would be like, "Hey, he lied to you. Oh, this is actually what's written on here. See, it says this." Like, that guy is super susceptible to people fucking lying to him just because he can't fucking read. And I think that is a slight to the Baratheon name.
Yeah.
So the Baratheons came from nothing. The original Baratheon, I can't remember his fucking name. The original Baratheon was a bastard, but he was also Aegon's best fucking friend.
Yeah. So
he was Aegon's only real friend that he had. And so he was also, when he came and took over the Seven Kingdoms, he made him the very first Hand of the King. and which is crazy that the whole Baratheon, everything, like what they eventually turn into, like they eventually become the king.
The two stags.
Yeah, I mean the stags. Yeah, like he gave him the stag as his fucking house sigil. He's like, this is yours. This is all yours. And then eventually his fucking descendant takes the fucking throne, which I think is crazy. Why Robert Baratheon hated Targaryens. He has Targaryen blood. That's his lineage. All of the original Baratheon's kids were married off to Targaryens.
Wild.
All of them, even him himself, he was married to a Targaryen.
True.
So it's like it's wild to just go down the list and just see like Targaryen, Baratheon. I hate Targaryens, which is crazy to think about because that means technically Robert could have been a dragon rider had dragons been around because he had the blood.
Right.
Dog freak out counter number 1.
Sick.
Yeah. But yeah, so I give House of the Dragon a 9.1 out of 10. I think it's very fucking worth watching if you haven't.
I'll give it an 8.8.
8.8. All right.
I'll give it an 8.8 just because I've seen the first season of Game of Thrones and I loved it.
Do you think the first season of House of Dragon is better than the first season of Game of Thrones?
I think so, yes. Only because honestly, seasons 3 through 7 of Game of Thrones is just okay.
Yeah.
So now that they have that formula, they've already put a little bit of into the first season. I think seasons 2 through a good chunk are going to be good, and hopefully because they want 8 to 10 seasons.
Yeah.
So what I'm hoping for is at least to get 8 good seasons because writing can fall off.
It can.
So I'm hoping that we get an earlier seasons. I'm hoping 2 through 8 are fire to where if you're on season 8 and you've been a fan for fucking, it's going to be 10 years. They better fucking have the funding to do the last 2 episodes like they need.
Yeah. So my hope
it's going to be so big because you're going to have the Jon Snow shit coming out too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Snow might not even get greenlit. It was written by Kit. It's not even it's not even like it's not canon, I guess, technically to the books.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah,
it was written by like some other random people and it's not even fully written yet. It's just the premise is written. Okay. So my hopes for House of the Dragon for the future. So it hasn't been confirmed that you're only going to get the Alicent Hightower section of House of the Dragon. It's based off of all of Targaryen lore.
Yeah, it's going to go.
So I really fucking hope. I hope season 2 is the Dance of the Dragons, which is what this is all leading up to. It's that big fucking Targaryen civil war.
And then they switch to a different series.
And then I hope they just backtrack. I hope season 3 and 4 and 5 are like Aegon's conquest.
Yeah, and then
because that shit would.
And then everyone's hooked on phonics, and then
and then you jump back.
And then you pick up. And then what you do is you pick a main story, maybe even do right before the Mad King for the last 2, like at least 2 seasons with the Mad King, and then you finish off with the last one. Who knows?
So I was watching. There was a TikTok that came up, and it showed all the Targaryen kings in their time of reign, and I saw it. It's kind of fucked up because I saw the ones that we're watching.
Yeah.
So I know how long they reigned for, and I won't bring that up. But the guy right before Jaehaerys was the biggest time of peace in a Targaryen anything, and it was like 40, 50 fucking years. And Jaehaerys was like another 30 something years of peace. So it's been like 100 fucking years of peace for the Targaryens. And then this next 100 years, there's just so much shit that goes down. So like not including the people that are king right now or they're supposed to be king.
All the debauchery that comes
all
after.
that there's like 12 people after that have only been, they were only king like less than 5 years apiece.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And they're all Targaryens, like one after another. So it's like there's like a lot of bullshit that's going to go on. And I think that's pretty sick.
I'm stronger than you.
Or my dragon's bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's end on this one weird fun fact about good writing. Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer, while Bert was filming the machine. Finished a contract signing for a greenlit movie that is being written that they talked about on Two Bears previously called Fat Astronauts. And it's basically the premise of like him and Tom are like not the two dudes that you would send to space, but for some reason they're the two fat dudes you have to send into space.
Okay.
And
some biodome shit.
And so one of the dudes was so about it. He goes, he was talking to Bert, and he goes, "Do you like the movie Tropic Thunder?" And Bert goes, "That's one of my favorite fucking movies of all time."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Good.
It's in my top 50.
It's probably in my top 15.
I don't know where I'd put it. I'd have to do a list. Maybe we can do that on another pod. But
and so the main writer from Tropic Thunder is gonna write that movie for Bert and Tom. And they said, "Fuck it, he's already on board. We'll sign the deal." So now the guy who wrote Tropic Thunder and Bert and Tom in a movie called Fat Astronauts. Who knows when it comes out? I think that's gonna be the funniest fucking shit. It's gonna be one of those.
It's gotta be funny, and I really hope they don't overwrite it, and I hope they just let them ad lib a lot of it, because that's like most of my favorite comedy movies have been mostly ad lib.
The Superbads,
Pineapple Express.
It's just the crews that always work
Step
together.
Brothers was another one
where this is the end. They literally shoot 15 takes of him just saying, "There's a pineapple."
The same line, just differently.
There's a pineapple in my eye.
Yeah.
Hey, you fuck that dog, and they're like, why would you? And then they just keep doing it. Yeah. So
that's how it was. I loved watching the for Step Brothers. I had the extended cut, so I watched like all the bloopers and the deleted scenes and shit.
Yeah.
And there was like 15 of the ones where like they're bringing new neighbors into the house, and like the two brothers are outside, and they're like, "Oh, we all recycle. You're gonna love the neighborhood." And he's wearing a Ku Klux Klan thing.
Yeah.
They had 15 fucking takes of that.
Yeah.
And they're all gold.
And when you watch the extended version of Step Brothers, it's crazy of how many. Like I've never
so much more shit. Like the whole the Thanksgiving dinner at the end of it.
It's huge.
That's a giant scene that they just cut out of the fucking movie.
Yeah,
it's wild.
Yeah. Movie cutting is crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty.
And by
crazy.
that, we'll cut to the ending of the JT Show. Hey, thanks for being with us. Like, subscribe, share. We'll get back to posting once a week.
Yeah, there'll be better cut stumpers on the next one too. I promise. It won't just be me sending him on an Easter egg hunt.
See you guys.